Nick, I guess what's your biggest takeaway from this one tonight?
Well, the 3-point shooting, they shot it really well and we didn't really is one of the big things I think. Um, little bit turnovers as well. Obviously, they in the offensive rebounding, when they did the numbers game pretty good tonight. High turnovers for us, lots of offensive rebounds, and hit the threes. Um, but again, I think Bona had a good night off a back-to-back, which was good to see. Blocks, protecting the rim. It's good to see Lonnie. I think Lonnie's back and recovered. Good to see as well, and that was a better night in some respects for Hood Shafino as well, who has been struggling a little bit lately as well. So that's about it.
Did you like Ricky being able to get into the paint a little bit more tonight than maybe in recent games?
Yeah, he did a decent job. I like again his rebounding. It's one of the big things. 11 boards, 9 defensive, and I talked about this a couple games ago. When he gets the defensive rebound, we want him to turn and push and get to the paint. And create some offense. Thought we did a poor job in the second quarter of we got into the paint, but we took way too many shots over multiple defenders instead of making the right read out, and that sent us on a little bit of a lot of bit of a dry spell, which also translated to some tough transition defensive situations.
You mentioned Lonnie. Once he got healthy, I guess what were sort of the steps with him to sort of get him back to feeling like in some sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we know kind of the way we went through the protocol and getting him back, and he just still wasn't quite feeling right, so we kind of had to go back through it again. But obviously, he's feeling a lot better. I thought he was making good decisions tonight. The leading scorer, but also the leading assist guy, right? So he was finding the right plays out of there too. I just thought he did a good job of attacking and reading what was in front of him all night long. Played really solid, I thought.
Nick, Adem is up to, after tonight, 70% at the free throw line for the season.
Yeah.
How much have you guys changed or tweaked any of his mechanics? I mean, we see him after practices working on threes specifically, which that's not part of the game flow yet, but getting to the 70% threshold is probably pretty important for him.
Yeah, so our guys have worked with him right from when we drafted him of getting the mechanics a little more solid, and you can see that showing up in the free throws because he does have the time to kind of, I think the next step for him is again being able to do that a little bit faster clip. Right, like actually, like being able to stop in there and shoot those, when there's some speed and game flow. But that takes some time when you've tweaked some mechanics. But he works pretty hard. He's also got really good touch. He's got pretty good feel for arc and distance and stuff like that. So again, it's just got to be repped like crazy till he gets more comfortable and he can speed it up. Yeah.
Piggybacking off of that a little bit, there was one drive he had where he made a pretty nice move underneath Robinson, just couldn't quite finish it. But is that kind of going into what you were talking about before, wanting to see guys do different things, kind of maybe explore?
He can do that a little bit. I think he can drive it a little bit against, and I think that's part of what you got to be able to do. I mean, the main thing is are you going to be a safe ball transfer guy, when you're trailing, and can you get it side to side, and can you do the DHOs and all that kind of stuff. But when there's extreme pressure, which there was tonight, then you're going to have to beat your guy once in a while and make him pay for that. So it's good. I wish that, some of those dump-off dunks that he had, there was probably another half dozen to 10 of those available. I wish we would have kept finding him on those because their big was protecting the rim and we weren't finishing very well. I think the play was to continue to drop off to him. I love that when he kind of comes in from either the corner or the dunker spot and finishes. That's what you got. You got to make that big pay for over helping, and that's good too because he's like super explosive in those. Like those are plays that again, if you can make those consistently, then the layups will start happening because the big will be a little bit less aggressive to go protect the rim.
What did click for Shafino tonight? You mentioned him as well.
Yeah, I just think he finally got some clearance on some stuff. You know, the first few games he was really able to kind of get to his spots and bounce people and get back and shoot. Again, pretty good touch and good shooter. Once he gets in, feeling good, I just felt like he had a little bit more pop and bounce tonight. And I think that again, I think he just looked like he was feeling better to me, and that always helps for him to be able to get to those spots. I think he's pretty good. He's pretty strong. He can again take the physical contact and score some of those, create the space with the physicality sometimes. And again, I think he's a good shooter with good touch. Once he does do that, yeah.
Lonnie, it's obviously been kind of a weird stretch for you with the being out with the concussion and the neck stuff. Just what has been the key since you got healthy to sort of getting back to where you wanted to be basketball-wise in the game?
Staying present, taking it day by day, and getting the best out the day. As soon as I was pretty much cleared, I was back to, coming back at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., getting shots up with my trainer and things of that nature. So just staying consistent, trying to reach my best self each and every day, and, just continue to capitalize off it.
I guess what was that just like for you going through the concussion protocol and just having to, I know you can't do much, but just kind of what was like that? How did you kind of stay focused and kind of ready for when you did have to come back?
I prayed. I mean, that's all I really can do with a concussion. There's not much you can do. It's day to day. How do you react to things? How's the light? How's the headaches and dizziness of that nature? So, during times on the times that I can't control it, I just give it all up to the man above. Each and every day praying. And just being grateful for being in this position. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, and I'm very grateful to be back. So, understanding there's gonna be ups and downs. I was finally starting to get my groove, and then to have a concussion kind of is inconvenient, but always trying to be optimistic for the most part, and just continuously grinding.
In terms of your performance tonight, I mean, you were able to kind of take guys off the dribble, get to the basket, and things like that. I guess kind of what were you seeing out there? What led to your good night on the offensive end?
Just being aggressive, playing with intent, understanding my capabilities, and just playing with confidence. I work too hard to not showcase my skills and do what I can do. So I'm just, let my work honestly speak for itself, let my actions speak more than my words, and just seeing what was out there, seeing who was guarding me, and just trying to make the right plays, play within the flow of the game, and play within my teammates.
When you first got here, you said you wanted to show off more than scoring. Sorry. You led the team with 7 assists tonight. I guess what were you seeing from that area of the game?
Just understanding the team that we're playing. I mean, Toronto, they're a heavy shift team. Usually when you're in the paint, there's always someone in the corner, weak side corner, if not the wing, and things of that nature. So, Bona was at the right places at the right time 100% of the time. So just looking out for him as well. So truly just playing the right way, 0.5 decisions, being decisive. If I have a layup, take it. If someone's open, just making a simple, easy pass and let the rest fall out.
In your short time with him, I guess what has stood out to you about Adem?
His work ethic. I mean, the times that I'm in the gym at night, he's in the gym. We see each other every single night when we're both in the gym. And he works terrifically hard, and his energy transfers onto the game, onto the court as well. And it's contagious. It makes everyone else want to go. Every time he's jumping for a rebound or trying to get a block, and you hear him talking, you hear him running, you hear him screaming. You gotta love players like that who each and every game he's gonna give it 110%. So he's only gonna continue to get better and better. I mean, he's a super athlete, and his ability to run and jump, the sky's the limit for him.
You called the concussion inconvenience. During that period when you were out, did you have to fight any frustration or just like, geez, like I get this opportunity and then this happens? Like, I guess, how did you sort of mentally grapple with all of that?
In my 7 years, I've been through a lot. So I try not to be so negative or, be upset about the outcomes of things that I can't control. With the time being, I was just trying to get back healthy, doing the right things, and each and every day, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, just finding a way to reach my best self. There's more than just basketball, and I think that's something that I've also tried to capitalize on. Is just trying to continuously be better. If it's watching film, talking to the coaches, talking to the players, learning about the plays more, what I can do to provide for the team. I think, it was an inconvenience because I was playing right, but I'm not mad about it. I can't really hold on to things that I can't control. I let God do his work. He always works in spectacular ways, and I'm gonna continue to just, each and every day reach that 1% and get better.
with a handful of games left, like kind of what are you prioritizing as far as things you want to continue to sharpen or the showcase as you move forward?
Just show who Lonnie Walker is, you know, offensively and defensively. Obviously, the scoring's gonna come, but definitely got to hone in on just rebounding, doing other things other than scoring, and just impact winning. And I just want to show that I'm an overall capable player of helping a playoff team win and helping the Sixers win.
Again, just how did maybe this performance build on what you've been able to do since you came back from the injury?
I would say it just shows improvement, right? Since I've had the opportunity to be on the floor, I feel like I've been growing bit by bit every single time. Rebounding numbers, defensive presence. I would say just improvement every day.
I guess with 7 games left in the season, what is something that you want to like nail down and maybe achieve over these final like 7 games of the year?
I would say consistency, you know, to be able to do what I'm doing every night out, you know. I can be one day good, one day in, and the other day I'm out, you know. I would say consistency to be able to do every single night. So
You and Lonnie have kind of were establishing a little bit of a connection today. Just maybe how has that kind of established itself quickly, and maybe what have you seen out of him since he joined the team?
I would say it's like playing, just like getting time together with players on the floor. Kind of similar, like last night it was me and Jerry Butler, and tonight it was Lonnie. You know, I think just like sharing the floor with those guys, it just helps build the chemistry and like build connection there. So just time.
You mentioned consistency, and I remember you talking to us back in January, and you said your goal was to try to be consistent then as well. Are there any methods, anything you're doing that you feel like helps, whether it's taking care of your body, watching your film, that you feel like can help you be more consistent in your performance?
Yeah, like you said, like in the beginning of season, my goals was to like gain trust from the coaches and also be consistent with it. Obviously, one of my biggest keys, like watching film. I spend a lot of time with Fab, watching film. I watch film with my trainer back home. I think those are the 2 big key, and also your body is also important, right? You need your body to be available when they need you, right? So, watching film I think film has been the biggest for me. To be able to watch my mistakes and correct them on the fly. So.
There have been so many new people coming in and out of your team the last few weeks just because of the situation. Even though you're a rookie, do you now find yourself as like somebody that guys come to like pick your brain, or just do you feel like a veteran already in this type of circumstance?
Yeah, it is new to me. You know, it's different for what it used to be in college, where my teammates we play the whole year together. But I think I'm kind of adapting quick. You know. Sometimes you get attached to people on your team and they move on. But I'm learning to be able to make a new connection quick, to be able to bring them with you and involve them in the team, get to know them, and also try to help them understand team play and what we need to do on the floor. So I think it's a learning process for me to be able to adapt with new teammates. So.
Can you explain this shirt you have on, be humble, sit down, and what does the word mean to you?
It's actually that's a long story, but it's my favorite soccer team. I'm gonna give you the whole story. So we played against Manchester City, and Harry Nolan told our head coach to be humble. We lost to them. We drew against them, and next time we played them, we won 5-1. And one of the youngsters on our team, Mars Lewis Kelly, he did the Haaland celebration, and after the game. In Emirates, they played Be Humble, Kendrick Lamar Sit Down, and that's how the shit came about. So
what does it mean to you? I understand that. Do you live by that?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. That's one thing about me. I try to do things the right way. Stay humble. I don't try to go out there and be flexing and then just be myself all the time.
Adem, you're up to 70% on your free throws after tonight. Did you have any specific goals there coming into the season? Because I know we see you after practice, you put in a lot of work on your shot, and I guess what has that evolution been like? What are you tinkering with in terms of free throw, shooting, all of that?
Yeah, that's an aspect of my game I worked on. coming from college. I knew I needed to work on that and improve that. I spent a lot of time with the coaches working on my free throw, after practice, before practice, sometimes on off days. But that was one of my goals coming into the year. And the coaching staff, they spent a lot of time with me on that. So I didn't know I hit 70%, but that's big. So
Lonnie, you mentioned that
More
he
guys.
goes back to the facility at night, that you are also always there. When you do kind of go back for another session, like what are sort of are there specific things you're wanting to work on as far as your routine every night? Is it different things? Like, I guess, what do you try to accomplish when you go to those night sessions?
that thing that's at this point might be a tradition for me. I've been doing that since college. I go back to the gym at night. I just feel like it's more peaceful, more clear-minded. It's time to pay more attention to details. So I've been doing that since college. I just go back, work on the things I need to work on, my touch, free throw, things that the team needs me to do better. It's just more peace of mind for me, where it's clear mind and no pressure, no anything. Just work on my game.
As a center, you're the anchor of the defense. What has been the biggest challenge for you transitioning from defending at the college level to defending the paint as a big?
I think for me, it has been a challenge early in the year, but now I feel like I'm getting better at it. Communication, to be able to like command the team, help guys get to the right spot. I think that's huge for me. When I'm able to do that, our defense looks better and like more like cohesive. We know what we're doing together. So communicating with my teammates, that's something I want to be able to do better and keep doing it every day.